and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today is two special guests from Ruffner Academy, Beverly Butler, a world geography teacher, and Maria Luzaran. Yes, I got it right, Luzaran. Yes. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
Yes. I'm glad to have you here, and I was very proud because my children went to Ruffner too at a recent school board meeting. And some of your students were recognized for a special award in this competition. I want you, Ms. Butler, to share with us what that competition was about.
Well, it was about sustainability and education, and this was a tough competition. It was really challenging for the students. I was looking for something kind of at their frustration level. These are a really bright group of young scholars, and I was trying to find something that was relevant and meaningful. I was going out and I was looking on the computer trying to find topics around the world that were very current, and I was initially going to assign each student a different area of the world with a topic. And then I ran into this UNESCO Living Rainforest competition that was already designed that had to do with sustainability and education. I felt it was very powerful. I felt it was meaningful. The kids had room for a lot of creativity on this. And I just felt like it was put into my lap, and that's where we went with it.
So what was the official name of this competition?
It was Sustainability Education. The topic got a little bit more involved than that, though. You had to come up with something that fit your area of the world. And since this was a global competition, that got pretty in-depth. So the students kind of had to really come up with their own idea of sustainability and how they could educate other students or people. It didn't have to be necessarily a classroom endeavor. It could be educating maybe in a landscaping environment or in a community center, how you could educate others about sustainability and keeping the earth here a little longer through education, and any way they could do that they saw fit.
So Maria, you were competing against students from all over internationally. Yes. How did you do in this competition?
Well, unexpectedly, I did pretty well. At first, I wasn't confident about my topic, but Ms. Butler really led us through and gave us confidence to research and develop our own ideas, and that was very exciting.
So, let's backtrack for a second. There were 3 winners, and you were 1 out of 3.
Yes.
And the other ones were from high school, and you were the only middle school winner.
Yes. That was very exciting, and you know, out of my school, it's not only me. There were also 3 other honorable mentions from Ruffner Academy, which is very exciting.
So what was your essay about?
My essay was basically centered around a 3-way plan to educate students about sustainability. My first step included taking them to polluted beaches so that they can really see the harmful effects on human lives because of pollution. The second step included taking them back to the classroom and giving them a mini lesson on the current ways that we do now to reduce pollution. For example, we recycle newspaper, we create paper cups from recycled paper and trays. Now, I hope to inspire those students with the lesson so that they can create their own packaging for famous products such as Coca-Cola, Lay's potato chips, and Nestle water bottles.
So why do you think you won?
I think I won because when I was designing my essay topic, in my mind, I tried to keep it as realistic as possible. I wanted something that, while maybe new and have never been heard before, it's something that could be put into plan easily if we decided to go through with it.
Oh, so you thought it was a plan of ease. What did you think about her essay?
I just thought it was fabulous, and she didn't mention, but it being a tough topic, she actually had to redo a couple of times, not because of poor writing. Her writing was fabulous, but because the essay was a little off topic. She first wrote mostly about the education part, not necessarily about the sustainability and the education part. So she and many other students had to kind of find this topic, and which is the process is so important in education, as all teachers know, and getting to that right topic. I mean, they learned a lot while they did this, plus actually coming to the place where you have something that has gotten you this type of notice and this type of reward. Having to go through this was just wonderful for her.
Why do you think you and your classmates should have gotten involved in this type of competition?
Well, I definitely think it's important because pollution is an issue that we don't really notice or we don't really talk about unless it is brought up to us through news and competitions such as this. So I really think it's a great opportunity to bring up a topic that we usually ignore, but is definitely creating an impact in our society.
Ms. Butler, you mentioned there were 3 honorable mentions. No, Maria, you mentioned it. So you tell Ms. Butler about those students.
Well, we had 3 young ladies, Saoirse, Melina, and Haven, and I can give you Haven's, for example, had to deal with kind of talking about educating students about the beaches and how we're losing a lot of beaches, and then taking those groups of students to the beach to help them plant some wheatgrasses and other naturally occurring flora that would come on the beach. And so that was hers. And again, these are long time education lessons that will continue year after year, which as adults then you have created lifelong learners about things that are occurring in your environment. So hopefully you have now a community of people who are understanding things happening that will continue that those type of experiences for their children and their friends and their neighbors.
What do you think? I know I've heard from Maria, but what do you think those other students who received honorable mention, what it meant to them to win this award?
You know, again, it was very, very exciting. Nobody in my class, all my students participated, and nobody was very confident about their topics. We weren't sure what the judges were looking for. It was kind of, we kind of were walking through it, including me, not knowing what exactly they wanted to see in a winner. So I think by having this validated as a class, we're so excited, and those students especially, to feel that they were on the right path and they did something meaningful. And many of them are trying, including Maria, are trying to take steps to make these things actually happen, which would be great for our community, and just in the step in the right direction for our planet.
As part of a reward for winning, you're headed to Oxford, England.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very excited because it's basically a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us. We get to go to another country with my friends, and we could speak with other people who wrote about the same topic, and we could bounce ideas off of each other, and we can take those ideas and bring them back to Virginia and teach our other peers that didn't get the chance to go. And basically we can create a whole community and network of people who are trying to improve our environment.
So you and other students from around the country and internationally will come together and have an opportunity to talk as well as receiving an award.
Yes. Yes, we actually can participate in a debate, which is an awesome way for us to bounce topics off of each other. And it's definitely interesting because, as Ms. Butler mentioned, we also had to write about things that are specific to our area. So it'd be interesting if we could find any ideas that we could also applicate to our area in Norfolk.
Right. What do you think, Ms. Butler, this means for Ruffner Academy, being recognized internationally?
I mean, I just think it shows that, you know, our students at Ruffner, but our students in Norfolk as well, we are globally competitive. And when you look out there and you just, you know, I just happened upon this looking at the UNESCO site. There are things out there that we are competitive in and that we are successful in, and that maybe we just haven't, you know, plugged into yet. And our students are successful and globally, and I think that's really, really important and really wonderful news for us as a district and as classroom teacher and as students, you know, and a learning community.
So you'll be looking for more opportunities to showcase and expose our students to more competitions.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're excited, yeah.
Well, congratulations to you. Best wishes when you travel. And I know you're very proud, and Ruffner's proud of the two of you and the other students too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we want you to stay tuned for more NPS Now.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Although we are in the heart of spring sports season, it's football we are talking about, and we will start at Lake Taylor High School. Lake Taylor's state championship winning season wrapped up with players and staff receiving their championship rings during a ceremony in the school cafeteria. Plenty of family, friends, and district administrators were on hand to congratulate the team. The Titans, who went 15-0, also received jackets and sweatsuits.
The chemistry was just awesome, you know, and they wanted to win, and we had some setbacks the year before, as you know, and they wanted to prove that it wasn't the first one wasn't a fluke.
This is my second one, so we're just like, this one mean a lot more than the first one because I actually played and actually was a good part of the team. So it was like, I feel like nobody can tell me nothing. Like I'm just on top of the world right now. This is a good relief.
Unbelievable. That's what it's all about. You want to honor the good things, the positive things that young people do. We have to start honoring the more positive things they do, because if they do something negative, we'll jump on it. But I want to celebrate this. I don't want it to define them, but I want them to know that we as adults, we do care about the positive things that they do.
Not resting on their laurels, the Titans have their eye toward repeating in 2015.
We're the favorites, I know, and with 10 starters coming back on defense and 7 on offense, we feel like we got to kind of put some things together. We're very focused in the weight room, and we're working out 3 days a week, and we get ready to go to camp and 7-on-7, and it's time to get ready, because the only thing about winning the state championship, everybody that you beat, they've been lifting since December to get ready to beat you.
The way we're looking right now, we can get a third one. A little work, but yes, we can get a third one. Nobody around here, I don't think nobody around here can beat us right now.
For Coach Sawyer, his tenure as defensive coordinator at Granby gave him the time and knowledge to build this program to great heights.
It took me 13 years to get my head coaching job, and at one time I was upset about that, but now I look back on it, I'm thankful, because I grew to be a complete coach, and it really helped me, there. And I learned so much at Granby. Most of all, Dave Huda taught me patience. And when you have to be patient when you're dealing with young people, because they don't want to let you down, but it's going to be some failures in there, and you got to pick them back up. That's why the school system hired you.
Booker T. Washington had a celebration of their own as 4 players signed letters of intent to play football next season. Buffalo Wild Wings on Monticello Avenue was the spot as these student athletes finalized their plans in front of teammates, family, friends, and the staff of Booker T. Washington. Denaro Carroll signed with the apprenticeship school. DeTarion Calloway signed with Elizabeth City State. Douglas Butts will go to Dodge City Community College, and Catrell Cuffey will head to New Mexico Military Institute. These players are grateful for the chance to play a sport they love and to go to school for free.
I'm feeling good about this opportunity, because this opportunity do not come that often. There's a lot of people trying to be in the position that I'm in, so I'm feeling real good.
I'm pretty excited. I feel like I earned it. I get to move on to the next level, and football is my passion, so I get to play for 4 more years. It's just a really great feeling.
The Bookers went 7-6 this past season and advanced to the second round of the playoffs. These seniors helped set a foundation for the returning players to build from.
We had a pretty good season this year with all the seniors that we had leaving. It was like 7 of us. We stepped up and made a lot of plays. Like, we brought up the younger teammates that we had. We told them to stay consistent with what they was doing and everything. And please keep the good grades up. That's what, without the grades, you wouldn't be able to do nothing.
I'll tell them stay focused in school, start right now. Don't wait till your senior year, you gotta start right now. You gotta, cause it's serious, they don't need to be like they senior year trying to catch up on everything how we was doing, so.
Here are the 4 players and where they are going. Congratulations and best of luck. Middle school calendar update. Friday, May 1st, track championship, Norview High School, start time 5 p.m. The week of May 3rd, field hockey championship, Powhatan Stadium, tennis championships at Old Dominion University, and baseball finals at Maury High School. Join some of our elementary and middle school students as they watch Norfolk State baseball play a doubleheader against Jackson State, Thursday, May 7th at Marty L. Miller Field, as we help support the Spartans' fight against hunger. Fans are asked to make a $5 donation and bring a non-perishable food item to donate to the food bank. Game time is at 3 p.m. with fireworks display after the second game. More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With me now is Danielle Roby, the music coordinator for Norfolk Public Schools. Welcome back, Danielle, to NPS Now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show today.
It's going to be a very busy month, or has been a very busy month for you, shall I say, for the music department. You've had assessments for the different grade levels in band. Tell me about those assessments first before we get into all the other activities you're involved in.
Well, the March assessments are done under the umbrella of the Virginia Band and Orchestra Directors Association and the Virginia Choral Directors Association. So all of our middle and high school bands, choirs, and orchestras are adjudicated by a professional panel, and it takes place over 3 weekends, and our bands, choirs, and orchestras did exceptionally well. Many excellent superior ratings and lots of pride to take back to their schools, but also some real meaningful comments, suggestions, and things to work on, because as musicians we're always a work in progress. So the children have now something to reflect on and to grow on through their performances for next year.
Now, is there a particular prize, or did anyone move on in any type of competition, or just the assessments, or just to assess where you are to help you later on?
Well, this is a performance assessment, so there's no competition as in first, second, or third place, but the students are awarded a rating from superior and excellent all the way down to a good and a fair. So there's quite a range of things that are done. All of our NPS groups scored in the superior and excellent categories, so we did very well this year.
And you had an awesome opportunity to participate in the annual tattoo. Tell me about that.
Well, the Virginia International Tattoo takes place every year at Scope. It's part of the Virginia Arts Festival, and it really is a extraordinary event. The cast is made up from people from all over the world. This year there were 900 people in the cast. This is our second time performing as the Norfolk Public Schools All-City High School Choir, and we did a Motown medley in the show this year, and we've just wrapped it up. So we're all tired, but we're feeling very accomplished by what the high school choral team and I were able to work together on. So we're most proud.
That's awesome. How did our children get the opportunity to perform in the tattoo?
Well, 2 years ago, Scott Jackson, the producer of the tattoo, approached me about being in the tattoo for 2013, and he said, we're housed in Norfolk. The NATO folks would love to have more of our Norfolk schools represented. Granby High School has been involved for a long time with their NJROTC. They do the flag unveiling and are a big part of the show. He said, we'd like to have some music brought forth from the public schools. So at that point we formed an all-city high school choir. We had representation from all the 5 high schools, and we had such a good time. They brought us back this year, and they're planning on having us again for the 20th anniversary next year.
Great. What did they perform?
This year we performed a Motown medley and had some featured singers, lots of choreography, and we were accompanied by the Full Spectrum Jazz Group from Langley Air Force Base.
How did our students do? Were they starstruck?
They loved it. You know, it's a grueling week for them. It's a professional production, and so there's lots of standing and getting lighting and sound and things correct, but they loved being on stage with those professional military musicians and just being part of the show, just soaking it all in.
So what else were our students involved in? I understand that there was an Optimist competition recently.
Yes, the Optimist Club of Norfolk sponsors a music scholarship competition every spring. This year it was held at Granby, and I have to say our middle school component is really growing. We had as many middle school students competing this year as high schools, and during the next few days I'll be delivering checks to all of the winners.
Wonderful.
So we had a great showing. It's a classical competition, and you know, some of the middle school kids will do something from a Broadway musical, or you know, not necessarily from an opera, but then we go all the way into our high school students who do things like "Oh mio babino caro," and it's just gorgeous to see the range.
Sample of that? No.
Oh no, not today, not today.
I'm just kidding.
I'm still recovering from the tattoo. So.
Well, you mentioned checks.
voice.
What are some of the monetary prizes that?
Well, they
schools
range
won?
up to about $175. And I don't have the exact amounts, 175, 150, 125, which is, you know, quite a nice amount for a student.
Yeah.
And they can use it toward books or, you know, music purchase or whatever they'd like to do to encourage them on their path.
Great.
And it's a great deal of fun.
Well, our students are through the band in music competitions. They're involved in a lot of different type of competitions. What about state band competitions recently?
Well, we've had students who've represented us at the state level. We had 2 students who were selected for the All-State Chorus, which took place the same weekend as Tattoo.
Wow.
So Raquel Madero from Lake Taylor and Eric Baskerville from Norview were at All-State Chorus this weekend while the rest of us were at Tattoo. We're very proud of them. We also had an All-State Honors Choir student, Bryce Simpson from Norview High School, who represented us back in the fall. So we're doing, we're representing ourselves at the state. And we had an all-state band student, Alfredo Falorino from Granby, clarinet player. This was his second year in the all-state band. So we're most proud of those students.
So around March, April, and May, our students are caught up or positively caught up in festivals. I understand there's a Fine Arts Festival coming up.
Yes, on May 9th, together with the Visual Arts Department, we do a full-day Fine Arts Festival. It takes place at Norview High School. We have all-city ensembles from our elementary 5th grade chorus. We have a recorder spotlight ensemble this year. That's new with our 4th graders. They're very excited about that. We have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band, choir, and orchestra all-city groups. And we even have some of the high school groups coming back to perform in the exhibition area during the day. Granby singers will be out. The All-City Jazz will come out to perform. And we're debuting our harp ensemble, which has come back in recent years. They've been rehearsing at Blair Middle School on Saturday mornings. And we will have our harps performing as part of the day.
Because that was going to be my next question. How do these groups prepare and get ready? How do we get these students ready for this type of performance?
Well, the individual teachers prepare them, with their music selections at school. They also prepare them for those auditions. All of our middle school kids have to audition to be part of an all-city ensemble. And then they come together for 2 after-school rehearsals. We start this week. We have some more next week. And so those are the behind the scenes where the music teachers get them together. We bus them in, and they stay at one location and rehearse everything together for the show. And then we pile on Norview High School on May 9th and put it all together.
So how long have we been involved in this Fine Arts Festival?
Well, the Fine Arts Festival at one time was housed at Old Dominion, and I believe this is our 11th or 12th year. I'll have to go back and research it. But the all-city concept has been going on as long as I can remember as a student in Norfolk Public Schools. We had all-city ensembles every year, and high schools on parade, and big programs like that where we brought all the students together. So the tradition continues. It just looks a little different, and we partner with our visual arts. So it's really an exciting day to come out and see what our music and art students are up to.
When you say high schools on parade, what does that look like?
Well, High Schools on Parade was a program that we did at Chrysler Hall many years ago with our all-city bands, choirs, and orchestras. And, things change and move and grow, and so this is, we've evolved into a one-day festival where we have all the all-city groups, one after the other, in one location, and it's worked really well. It's worked really well to do it in this way.
So thinking of being an elementary parent, my daughter, she's in the Heartstrings program in that partnership with the Kroc Center, which I think is a great exposure as a first grader and second grader. What other ways are we trying to expose our elementary students into wanting to be in the arts, whether it be with Dr. Laws and with dealing with arts or music, to kind of encourage them so they can move towards being in these festivals or exposing them to these type of festivals?
Right, and I'm so glad you asked that question because they, art and music are part of what they learn in their K-12 experience in Norfolk Public Schools, and we're very lucky that we've had the level of support for our students to do things like the Tattoo or the Fine Arts Festival, because everybody has to pull together to allow for that rehearsal time. It's very precious to us. The students, as they move and grow through the K-5 area, they all have art and music every week as part of their instructional program. And then when they get to middle school, they make choices, very conscious choices, about being in a performing ensemble or taking an art class or an advanced art class. And then as they move into the high school area, they really specialize and zone in on what it is they want to do musically. And with their schedule and all the demands and AP classes, our kids are, we call them high flyers because they're involved in so many things. And we think music helps to make them so well-rounded that they have such interest and sense of talent and accomplishment in so many different areas. So we fight for that time to allow them to do these things. But You know, our arts partners play a big part too in enriching what our kids are able to do beyond the school day. We of course partner with the Virginia Arts Festival. We do lots of things with them throughout the year. Our 5th graders are exposed to live theater and live music productions where they're to get on the bus and they go to see a professional ballet or you know, scenes from an opera and all kinds of things.
Exposure is important.
Very, very important. And of course we have Virginia Symphony for the 3rd grade. And it doesn't just stop with the students going to the concert. In these partnerships, the artists then also come into the classrooms. We have Navy School of Music working, or the Atlantic Fleet Band, pardon me, coming in this week to work with our All-City middle school band kids sitting side by side.
That's great.
We have symphony artists that come in from Virginia Symphony and help our students to get ready for those March assessments.
Oh,
and they will critique with the students, they'll play with them, and you know, give them some feedback before they play for the judges. So it's you know, it's just incredible the extension that goes on from our arts partners above and beyond our students sitting for a performance.
And listening to everything that you've been sharing, I'm thinking, wow, we have a very busy art and music department, really, because you work, you know, hand in hand all the time. Well, thank you for coming on the show and sharing with us all the great things that are happening. I keep using that word, but that's what it is. It's great things that we have going on in our music department and our art department. So thank you, Danielle, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. And we want to also thank all of those teachers who work behind the scenes with these students. And, you know, before you go to an exhibition of an art show, there's a great deal of work that goes into framing, matting, hanging the show. You know, and I watch my counterpart in my capacity now. I watch her and what goes on behind the scenes. And I also appreciate very much the work that our music teachers do to prepare our students. So couldn't go without giving them a big shout out.
That's right. Kudos to them, and kudos to you too for running that department and having things run smoothly.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. And we'd like to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or information that you'd like to share, email us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Again, thank you for watching NPS Now.